Hi, I'm Teeka.
I am Shantay.
And this is Unsigned.
This is Unsigned, and we got some special guests today.
Yep, my first time on the show.
First time on the show.
First time. Who are y'all?
Me? I am Shantay. I am Shantay. That's also my Instagram name. My name is Shantay Chandler, also known as Shantay. I'm a model, and I'm here and happy to be with you all.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
I'm Teeka, Shateeka, also known as Coded Melanin on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I like to say that I'm an artist. I don't really want to label myself. I specialize in thrift. I'm an artist, so anything artistic, I do. So I do a lot.
You know, that's dope that you so involved in the autistic community.
Shut up.
See, he's
Shut up.
already playing.
He already started.
He's already
We're
started.
trying to be serious.
Okay.
No,
I'll
we're
say
not
in all
serious.
this is like the platform that we wanted to be able to
Yeah.
put Unsigned together for is for people who are also aspiring and just pushing to accomplish their dreams, goals, and aspirations.
Absolutely.
There's a platform for people out there who are making money and doing what they want to do, but there's not many platforms out there for people like us. And that's what we do this for. Just like Javen always says at the end of the show, we do this for y'all because we know that the city really needs it. We know that people like y'all need to be able to have y'all voices heard as well.
Thank you.
The city's headed somewhere.
I feel honored. I really
Yeah.
do.
You should.
I feel important.
Yeah, y'all are first guests. Y'all are first
I'm
guests.
just
The
trying to
first-
be serious.
Yeah.
The first guest.
We are.
Yeah, the first guests.
That's special.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, first guest. How does that feel? How does it feel?
It feels good. I said I feel real important.
And we got the new setup and everything.
we-
Y'all
we-
are
we-
with
we-
us.
we moving on up.
We moving on up.
What?
Exactly. We told y'all. Give us some time, and it's gonna be nice. And now look at us.
sometime, and we're gonna
Nice.
And it's
Nice.
only going to get better.
You feel me?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Period.
We gonna get better. Setup. We gonna get better. Guests. We gonna get no.
Yes. That's
Way
disrespectful. Save the joke.
Who's the winner?
He's trying to play y'all.
Me.
Save
I'm
the
always the
joke.
winner.
Yeah. Speaking
Speaking
of,
of winner.
in November we had the giveaway, and
They cheated.
all we asked for was for people to go ahead,
Whatever.
subscribe, leave a comment, and about 9 of y'all went ahead and did it. And of the 9 of y'all, Shateeka Reed actually went ahead and won. And what did you decide to get actually?
An
An iPad. Okay.
Generation. Nah.
iPad. This is
I'm the
mine.
biggest hater, y'all.
So,
Hey.
Just real quick.
Santa
Hey, real quick.
She said generation one.
Wait a couple days
So
before you go
shady.
try to set it up.
Why
Why?
sell it?
No, because I don't know who the dude I got it from. No, I'm just playing.
are you boosting
No.
Give me mine. Here it is, guys.
Wow.
My
This is
beautiful
real life, too.
iPad.
This is
It's real life.
I'm
We're
a
not
winner.
gonna take
I
it
feel
from her
so-
after at the end of the show.
And it's
No.
not
Yes.
refurbished.
And it's
Yes.
not refurbished.
I
I
thank
had
y'all
the
so much
opportunity.
for
I had
this.
the opportunity to get a
Thank you.
refurbished one. I didn't do it.
You cared that much. Why are you snatching?
I was gonna throw it over there, but we got
Man,
stuff.
okay. I can just put it on the side, bro. Don't throw my shit.
Wow. You got to believe
Luckily
that
she
out.
wasn't
Sorry,
her
no,
last
we're
name.
not. No, we're not.
We're not bleeding that out.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
But yeah, so I mean, just getting into it. How long have y'all each respectively both been doing what y'all doing? Is this something that came about just a matter of you seeing somebody on TV, or was it just a passion that just like naturally manifested itself?
Naturally manifested. I just started thrifting about 2 years ago. I was a makeup artist at Dillard's and kind of left that alone. I was like, it was cool, stepping stone, but I started thrifting just because I don't like shopping in the regular retail stores.
Yeah.
Everybody looks the same, so I wanted to step out and be unique. And speaking of unique, the thrift store I started to thrift at, they closed it down. So Goodwill's.
Was it called Unique?
It was called Unique.
Okay,
On
I
Preston.
thought so.
Did
This
y'all
is
know?
this is thrifted.
I know.
$3.
$3.
Not
Hey.
this. Hey,
That's not together.
That's not together.
Okay. Hey, you fooled me. You fooled me.
He's
It's
fly.
hot though.
He's fly.
It's hot.
Right.
This
It's all
is
about the layers.
Exactly.
This is granddaddy code, but I started just kind of getting into that and started doing it consistently.
Yeah.
But I haven't did it in a while, but I'm coming back.
We're getting back.
We're getting back to
It's all about the get back.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. You know that we all got those times where we obviously
take a step back.
Yeah, exactly. You got to take a step back, and you're gonna thrive a little bit. You're gonna get knocked down, get back up.
You gotta get yourself together inside. I'm telling you.
Exactly. That's where it starts. Cause
God will knock you down. The universe. If you try to put them thoughts out there, thinking something is gonna work for you, it's not. God's gonna sit you down, and that's exactly what happens.
Exactly, and I think it's all the same as like you said, getting yourself together. Whether you trying to, do something in your career or do something in a relationship, it's all about having yourself together first. You can't expect nobody else to make you happy. You got to be happy with yourself.
You got to be happy. Forget everybody
I love
else.
me enough for the both of us.
Exactly.
Hey, what?
Exactly.
Period.
Sing it. Sing it.
Seriously, I mean, it's so important. Self-love. I mean, it gets thrown out there so much, but it's so important. You have to take care of you before you take care of your kids, before you take care of your family or whatever it is. If you're not right, you can't be right to the next person. Right. So that's what I've been working on, and I'm happy now.
If I'm not right, it's not fair for everybody else.
Exactly. So yeah.
What got you into
my models?
Since we were already on Thrifting, I just wanted to say that this is Thrifted too in my dress. Thank you guys. Okay, so I have been modeling, I guess, for about 4 years now.
I thought she was going to say 14.
What? 3 to 4 years. I'm going to say 4 years. I wanted to model. Okay, let me see. Let me start over. I got introduced to modeling when I seen America's Next Top Model. Then just growing up, people always used to tell me oh, are you a model? You should model, blah, blah, whatever. That didn't get me into modeling. My parents, they did not invest in modeling for me when I was growing up, middle school, high school. So I went off to college. When I came back, I'm like, what am I going to do? And I just invested in myself. I took my taxes and went to a local agency, which I do not recommend going to local agencies, but I did. Ultimately, they just want your money. I'm sorry.
You have a story for us?
A story.
About
it's just ultimately local agencies, they want your money. When you sign to a big agency, they will never ask for your money. So that's how I got my start. It's a lot of pros and cons, but at the same time, I was also freelancing, which I freelance now. I'm not signed.
You are
I am unsigned. Here we are, I'm unsigned. And I've recently been thinking about signing to an agency. I've been looking into it, and
where
I'm going.
Where's the location?
Where?
I don't feel like you should tell us that right now.
Yes, I don't.
You're
right. But I am going to be working on that. So 2020, your girl should be signed.
So you said that America's Next Top Model is the reason, what got you in? So is that why you shave your head? Because they be shaving everybody's head.
No. I've been wanting to shave my head for a couple of years now.
So Tyra didn't tell you to do it?
No, she didn't. I wish she did.
I know, right?
And I just went for it this summer.
It's dope that you, like you mentioned, you financed everything yourself. You invested in yourself, because so many folks out there, well, if I only had somebody to do this, or if I only had somebody to do this,
do it yourself.
The way I look at it is, if two people came to me and one of them said, hey, I need you to help financing me to do boom, boom, boom. Okay, what have you done so far? If you haven't invested in yourself, how am I going to invest in you? If you don't think if you haven't invested in yourself, it shows what you really think your potential is, what your worth is. And if you don't got enough faith in yourself, then why am I going to?
Exactly.
If the only thing,
then what are we doing?
If the only thing that's going to help your faith is financially being backed, then it ain't for you.
Yeah.
No.
It's like, don't chase money, chase the passion.
Exactly.
I'm in it because I love it.
Right.
I'm doing this because I love it.
Yeah.
Not because of like the money's gonna come and everything's gonna be smooth, but like right now we in the trenches and we doing this and we doing that.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm in it because I'm passionate about this,
Yeah.
not because I see the end result, I see the money, and I see all
Yeah.
this, I see the fame. Like, I'm not in it.
Right.
I would be in it
That's doing it for
whether
the
I'm
wrong
rich
reason.
or whether I'm broke.
And
So.
it's
Yeah.
like, I'm not
Why
trying
you
to
point at
just
me when you
get-
say broke?
I'm weak.
But yeah.
I was gonna say I'm
I
not in
agree.
it for self gains. It's like I always think of like who
You
can
like,
I
I
help?
look good. So
Mhm.
Who can I help after
Who can
me?
you inspire? That's another thing.
You funny.
Inspire.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
and
word.
we were talking the other day because you've done a few things over the past couple weeks as far as helping out some of the high school kids, learning to walk, just introducing them to what you do actually, and I think that's awesome because a lot of times we look at stuff and think, wow, like when I think of my own story, I'm trying to be for people what I wish I had for myself.
Exactly.
And imagining where you could be if you had somebody who showed up to your school who was able to inspire you and talk to you and touch you in a way that could really get that spark started a little sooner.
Right.
That's so true.
Yeah,
That's so true. That's
No,
how
I
I feel.
mean, but that's
real though.
yeah, exactly. I mean, and it's just a matter of really just holding yourself accountable. I feel like I try to hold myself accountable every day because, I mean, shoot, I'm going to go speak at a couple schools next week, and I've been burned out because of all the traveling I've been doing and everything. But it's still something that I know that I have to do and that I'm supposed to do. And I'm obviously taking care of myself because, like we mentioned earlier, you got to make sure you right before you go try to make sure somebody else is. But it's there's a difference between taking a break because you're tired versus taking a break because you need it.
Right.
I'm just tired. You know what I mean? I don't need any extra time, so I know
Yeah,
there's
to
some
keep
stuff
pushing.
for me to do. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So how's this thrifting thing been going for you?
Well, to be honest, I haven't thrifted in 6 months.
6 months? Dang, hey, bruh, you know what's so sad about that? Is you that broke to where you can't
I was. No, real talk. I had to reevaluate everything that was going on. I'm like, bro, you out here acting like you big meat or something. Like, it's cool and all, but I had to really I'm like, okay.
Prioritize.
Yes,
That's
prioritize.
real.
That's the thing. And I told my friends in this journey that I've been on, I realized how irresponsible I was for years.
Yeah.
For years. And I'm like, okay, I do this. I do right by people, but why am I still in the same position?
Yeah.
And that's because I allowed myself to stay in that position. So I had to reevaluate things, get my bread up.
Yeah.
And it's up. It's going up. And it's only going up, guys. But seriously, I had to take that time off to really get myself together. And the transformation was beautiful. The 6 months I took off of doing anything, I'm coming back, but I had to get things in order. And it's a blessing. So
yeah, definitely.
it's important.
Yeah, right before this, like it's funny because I was literally just like right before I got to Rise, I was literally I bought a dry erase board and I'm making my budget for the year.
Absolutely.
So, like,
It's so
2020.
important.
I was just
It's
budgeting
so
on
important.
a little spreadsheet last night. I was like, okay, my subscriptions together. You see what I tweeted yesterday? My goal in 2020 is to be the cheapest bastard alive.
I don't know what's
the
your name,
cheapest
Terry Crews?
Bastard.
Nah, real
I
talk.
want to be the cheapest person. Like, dog, why? Really? You gonna? Come on, dog.
You gonna buy that? You need that?
Yeah, do you need
You know
it?
what I mean?
I
Like,
always
You
say
know?
I'm bougie on a budget. Like
Yeah.
I'm not even trying to be bougie on a budget. I'm trying to be busted on a budget. I'm
I
trying.
am trying to be I am. a
For
little bit.
real though.
But yeah, I got some plans brewing and everything over this next couple of years, and I'm just really excited. A lot of that is just coming from. I feel like that, like we was talking about the other day, like speaking that millionaire-ish into existence is really something. But when you get that money, if you don't know how to spend it, then what?
Right.
You know,
That's
so
what I was
mean,
afraid of. I was like, I know I'm a millionaire, but
And then
when this shit come, what you gonna do?
Exactly.
If you spend
So-
$1, you ain't a millionaire no more. So it's like you need to invest it.
Exactly.
And I think I told you, well, I probably did, but I said, if you got $1 million, you closer to being broke than you are to having $1 billion.
Hello.
You closer to being broke than you having $3 million.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
that's
just
real.
a matter of knowing, like, you got to know how to manage your finances. You got to know how to manage, your just well-being.
Yeah.
And a lot of that comes to you know, when I do talk about financial, anytime that we want any type of freedom, it comes with sacrifice.
Right.
Exactly.
You don't get financial freedom. You don't get financial freedom without financial sacrifice. You don't get, you know, like you've been working out and doing everything. You don't get the body you want without sacrificing all those days where you're tired, all those days.
I'm doing, but I'm
exactly.
in the gym.
And that's a sacrifice that you got to make to be able to, you know,
get where I want to go.
Freely be where you want to be, you know. And folks have this misconception of, you know, thinking that financial freedom is, I don't care, I'm going to get this check, and I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that, and I'm going to get this, and then I'll pay my bills. The next thing you know, you ain't even paid one of your bills, or you paid all of them, but you ain't got nothing to show for it.
Now you're eating ramen noodles and
exactly.
Yeah. But you don't gotta do that.
And there was a point. I was just thinking about it yesterday. I was like, I'm happy that these past few years, like I can, like actually see, like, okay, I've put this away, I've done this, I've done that.
Yeah.
But that was from the age of 25 on. I was like, all that money I made from 21 to 24. It's gone. It's
so
not my money. That money hasn't made any money. That money didn't do anything but get spent. If your money ain't making money, you're not making money.
Yeah. Right. It's time to be intentional.
Exactly. There's this book. I really want everybody to go read it. It's called the Richest Man in Babylon.
I got it actually.
The Richest Man
in
Babylon.
And I've read like 5 pages, and I'm playing. And I actually just seen it today. I placed it on my bookshelf. I'm like, I'm gonna get back to it.
Yo, I've read that book many times over, and the whole premise behind the book is, first off, pay yourself first. No matter how much or how little you make, pay yourself before you pay anybody else. You know, there's little checks that we be getting from the airport when they be like $300. Put your little $30 away into your savings account and stack it up and put it towards an actual investment. You know, because we get so caught up in, okay, I got paid, now let me buy this, let me pay this, let me do this. Next thing you know, you got $15 left, and then an automatic payment hit, and you ain't got nothing left.
Is that Apple Music payment be killing people?
It do.
It be killing people at $9.99.
Like these past few years, I've read that book like 6 times. I've listened to it like 3 times. It's only about 200 pages, and he talks about making his money his slave. No, you gonna go out, you gonna work for me, you gonna make me some money.
Isn't it like 10 different ways to like earn money and lose it or something like that?
Well, there in the book he describes people who have made money and who have lost it, and one of the main characters throughout the book actually goes through that journey of making money, losing it, making money, losing it, then finally making money and being able to, you know, establish it. So he goes to somebody and says, "Hey, how did you become rich?" And the guy tells him, "I pay myself before I pay anybody else, and I invested." So he gave the dude a challenge, basically. Hey, save up all your money over the next 2 years or whatever the case is, invest it in something, and when you can actually turn a profit, come back to me and I'll be able to help you out. Dude saved the money over the next 2 years, had up some nice finances, and was trying to invest it in something. So he found somebody who was like, hey, dude was like a farmer. He was like, hey, I got a deal on some of these rubies. We can flip them, yada, 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 and make some profit off of it. So he invested the money in the farmer. All the money went to waste. He went back to the dude, and the dude was like, well, if you was going to invest in rubies, don't you think it would have been best if you went to a jeweler rather than a farmer? And a lot of times we get caught up cutting corners when in reality we just making stupid decisions.
Right.
It's if you want to repaint your living room, you're not going to hire a plumber.
Right, you can't make decisions out of desperate situations.
Exactly, and
in desperate situations.
And a lot of times, so many times we end up spending more money because we try to be cheap in the beginning. There's a difference between being cheap and making a good decision. Sometimes you got to spend a little bit more money to, you know, have something that's sustainable. Yeah. For example, we bought these.
Like the setup.
Yeah, the setup, exactly. Like we didn't go buying a bunch of cheap stuff knowing that we'd have to replace it right away. We spent a little bit of time and quality so that we know that this stuff is going to last us a while.
Exactly.
But it's a dope read. Like I said, I've read it multiple times myself.
I'm definitely into reading.
And it's inexpensive, the book, like 7, 8.
Yeah, a little paperback, like 200, 300 pages at the most, I feel like. And it's just a really good read, and it's just a matter of, like, it's helped me so much just because it's so simple and it's so, like, tangible of how it's possible. And now when I get paid, I pay myself. Yeah. And it's like when I talk about what I plan for 2020 and 2021, it's those investments that I've been paying myself first. And the last thing, like, a big problem that I have is like I hate the thought of saving money to save money.
Yeah.
Just putting it away don't do nothing for you if you're not investing in
a reason.
Exactly, and that's the difference.
Have
Saving money for an investment.
behind
Everything we do gotta be intentional.
Do nothing. What's the line say? Do nothing without intention.
Yes, do nothing without intention.
Hey, Solange
taught us.
That was a good album.
Get y'all Florida water too. Look, don't let me.
Product placement.
Hey, that album was good though. That was a really good album.
Yeah,
powerful.
Well, okay, so I mean, what do you each feel like is next for you?
What's next?
I actually had that in my notes.
I need to take a leap of faith and just relocate. I feel like here in Kentucky, I have done basically all that I can do in the modeling world here. Maybe not all that I can do, but I've kind of like capped out.
There's more.
Yes, there is much more. Like Kentucky's not a fashion state. I plan on taking my talents to New York. Maybe Milan, maybe Paris.
Hey,
whatever.
It's possible.
But no, I'm going to
possible.
move to New York 2020 first quarter. I'm claiming it. Maybe this video is going to be like holding me accountable.
Yeah, real talk.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So that's the next step for me.
We've been talking about that. It's time for you to.
Yes, it's time.
And you know, honestly, when people hate when I talk to them because like they see that like stuff has worked out for me. So a lot of times people are like, man, well, you're good. Like you don't have the same risks. Like they feel like I don't have the same risks as they do. Whereas like, yo, I'd be taking those same type of leaps. Like when I was coaching in Northern Arizona, I was there for 3 years. They had offered me like $15,000 raise. And I was like, I think I got to move to Louisville. That's where my coach at. Me and my wife didn't have no jobs here. There was no promise and no sponsorships. I was like, but if I do move there, what could I accomplish? Because the last thing, what frightens me more than anything is wondering what if.
Yes.
And last night I was thinking, just back on the finances thing, I was like, dang, what if I knew to apply for a credit card when I was 18 and start building my credit, so I have 9 years of credit history right now on something good, you know? And like I never, and that's just one isolated instance, but I never want to wonder, what if I moved to Louisville? Would I have been able to get signed? Would I have been able to do this? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, I'm the type of person I'd rather move, crash, and fail and know that I tried rather than wonder when I'm 45, 50 years old when I can't do it no more. What if, you know, you don't want to wonder when you're 60 years old, what if I moved to New York and
like how would my life have been?
Exactly.
That's the worst feeling.
Exactly. And you know, whereas when you know, well, hey, I tried all I could try and it didn't work out. I'm much happier with that. I can live with that. I can't live with wondering.
It's like, would you rather, what's the saying? Would you rather try and
Is it, would you rather try and fail or never try at all?
Yeah, basically.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's, and I know we was talking at the beginning of the year because you was making your way out to LA. You was feeling yourself.
That's what gave me my pause right there.
And I remember you came back and you was like, yo, I feel weak. You said you feel like you didn't belong.
I felt like I didn't belong. I wasn't prepared. And I think another thing about the journey, you have to prepare yourself for these blessings or opportunities. I've let so many opportunities go down the drain just because I felt like I wasn't ready, and I probably was ready, but just me not being in that state. And I went to LA, baby, put some fire under my ass, I'ma tell you. But it was a great opportunity to go. But who I was around and what I seen, I'm like, I ain't doing shit in Kentucky. I'm not doing nearly so. It put some fire under my ass.
And honestly, I always tell people, like, when they, you know, when I'm at track meets and competing and stuff like that, they say, oh, are you ever worried? No, because I know I did everything I needed to do. I'm going to go out there and compete regardless. And I love that confidence of knowing, like, I've done everything that I could have done.
That's what it was. I wasn't confident. And I never felt that because y'all see me. I'm on, you know, social media just like we all are. And I'm posting whatever, and I'm just like.
Well, like personally, my confidence comes from preparation.
Yes.
And had you been prepared, you would have been like, cool, I'm here with y'all. What's up? What's good?
I'm like, Teeka, you should have thought about you going to LA for the BT experience. You know, this ain't just I'm taking a day trip.
Right.
I'm about to run into some people, and I did, and I was
Yeah.
like, that was a perfect time for me to network. I didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it was just kind of like I just need to get home, get myself together, and that's exactly what I did.
You was feeling like Mr. Krabs with the.
What
was that meme that was going around with Mr. Krabs?
Yeah. Everything
bogus. I was like, nah, this ain't me. So, I mean, it put me on a path. I'm on this journey, and what's next for me? I'm just going with the flow, and I'm being patient with myself. Everything's gonna come. Like here, I'm here today. You know, I couldn't have been here if I wasn't prepared. I already knew. We talked about it. So, I'm thankful for these opportunities and just flow.
Yep. So much can come from just being patient.
Just being patient. It's like, what's the rush?
And worry about now, not later.
Yes, the present moment.
Yes.
When I was during my All-American season, my quote and what I would tell the people that looked up to me and like my teammates, I would always say, you have to win the day. Don't worry about ACCs. ACCs is 2-3 months away. Let's win today. Let's eat right. Let's get our sleep. Let's not drink. Let's not smoke. I know it's fun. I know we like to have fun, but we have to win. We have to win the day, and we have to do what we need to accomplish in that day. And as long as you get that done, when ACCs comes, I feel like I'm confident enough in my ability that nobody can step to me and beat me on that day. And if you beat me, it's because of me. It's not because
exactly. And I mean, and even in that same in that same vein, just understanding that I did everything I could do. Yeah. Maybe I just didn't win.
I have to live with the consequences.
Exactly.
I have to live with it.
Just work a little harder.
Yeah, that's and I think that so much. Well, I know that so much of it is just about balance. Like obviously, we can't worry about the future, but we got to plan for the future.
Exactly.
Because if all we do is worry about today, then what happens tomorrow? But at the same time, you can't be so busy worried about tomorrow that you lose track of today.
What's today?
It's tricky, but at the same time,
as long as you plan, like we obviously all have charisma. Just like you said, you went out there, you weren't really prepared. Yeah, that's just like I just got a coaching position at St. X. Wow. I'm actually talking to a few people. Like if I pulled up next week or next month, and I have plenty of charisma. I can talk people's ears off. I can motivate people. I can do this. I can do that. But if I pull up with no plan, and I'm not prepared or anything, then I'm just there. I'm just talking to talk. Yeah. Like people can, you all feel me. You all feel what I say. But like if I'm just saying shit, then I'm just saying shit.
Exactly.
I'm talking, not speaking. I'm not motivating you. Like, what are you saying?
Yeah. I ain't told you this. I told y'all this though. I'm starting massage therapy school. I'm gonna be fixing this jacket all show. We're gonna get a whole montage clip of me fixing the jacket.
Fix my vest.
But yeah, I'm gonna get that little massage therapy certification. And that's just another one of those things that I want to do because like I'm trying to build a kingdom, an empire, and part of that is
tap into everything.
I don't want to get paid I don't want to get paid from one place.
My mom always talks to me about multiple streams.
Yes,
she said you need to be able to be paid from here, here.
Because if something come up, then what?
Yeah, then what? She was literally just talking to me about that a few days ago.
That's why
a big deal.
I don't label just like, oh, I'm a fashion stylist. I didn't even label myself as a stylist. People did that for me, just because I was just doing this thrift fashion game and they like, oh, okay, she's a stylist now, or I had the opportunity to style somebody. But it's other things that I can do. So I want people to know that is,
So you're an artist.
Yes, I am an artist and I'm sensitive about my bleed. But absolutely.
We both.
Period. Multiple streams. Absolutely.
Multiple streams.
Yeah, so I mean my wife is we just signed a lease on her new spot, so she's gonna be her own boss. She's her own little business owner. We got our LLC opened up and started. And that's step one, and step two actually in a bigger picture. But I'm looking forward to, you know, being able to be part of the business. And, you know, it's just exciting to be able to really see opportunities coming and taking advantage of them. Because, yeah, man, I'm trying to be out here getting it.
Yeah.
You are.
In many ways.
Yeah, exactly. Because, boy, I tell you what, Piedmont don't pay enough.
Piedmont, I swear.
I do want to go back
Let's
sometime.
not.
Sometimes. We want to fly sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the only reason why we there.
When we first started this video, I wanted to be like, Piedmont. I'm like, here, let me be serious.
Piedmont?
That place so dry. I hate it there.
Real talk.
Yeah.
Are y'all keeping it on?
I won't say it on here because
What?
I'll say
anything
it.
wrong with Piedmont.
I don't work there. I don't work there no more.
You hate it there.
I hate it
It
there.
paid me, but I hate it there.
They gonna see that. Rod, is this you saying that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I say it here.
Yeah, exactly.
I said it to you the other day. I told.
I do not like working here. God damn.
But I'm here though.
Exactly.
But I'm here.
And the thing is, I don't dislike the job. I just hate it there.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But you be getting on them planes, boy.
I think I'm about to fly out somewhere tomorrow. I'm trying to go to LA before they change.
You better flew yourself out somewhere.
I'm about to flew myself out.
Yep. Yep.
Can't wait till I start getting
I would
flued
go
out.
if I didn't
Don't
have
have to work this job.
responsibilities. Telling you, I would
Yeah.
go.
Oh,
So yeah.
90s babies are getting old though.
Yeah,
You
we
know what
are.
I was
I'm knocking
thinking?
on 30.
I was looking at I don't know, I think I was thinking about something when I was asleep, but I was like, damn, to be born in 1980 would have been cool.
Oh,
Because you get to really live the 90s.
You got Thriller. You got didn't Bag come out in the
Like 83,
80s,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you was a baby.
Bag didn't come out in 83.
Michael Jackson bad?
Yeah.
Should I Google it?
Google it. Do the Googles.
Because I don't know.
Shit, it might have been.
I wasn't born.
But yeah,
There's
like
a lot
I feel like you got,
going on there.
and you really like, cause I know how many memories I got from the 90s, and those memories would have been stronger. They would have been way stronger.
1987.
See, okay,
So it's still 90s.
Okay.
You right.
And and then
Michael was a
Bad.
Man.
Okay.
bad. He's a bad man.
For real.
I would still
All
go.
Michaels.
The hottest boy.
Different
Every time
aspects of Michael.
all evolutions of him.
Yes.
Yeah, I would
yes.
still go with Chris Brown over Michael Jackson though. So.
Because I can listen to Chris Brown
Because
more than I
you-
can listen to Michael
You didn't
Jackson.
live his era.
Yeah.
That's
Well, and it's
But
just a
Michael
matter
Jackson
of
also had grown men crying in the
Of
he was
course.
just standing there.
Yeah.
So
Shoot.
Took
Wrong
his
movie
time.
crying over Chris Brown
but
too.
you know,
I'm one of them.
yeah.
I got
Hey,
you.
I love it.
I saw him live.
I can't never
I
catch
have
him.
not. I want to see him do a flip. Do a flip.
No,
I'm gonna
Chris
catch him in Vegas.
Brown performing is absolutely. Just
I remember there was a video of him performing. I seen on YouTube where he was on this spinny platform thing where harnesses doing flips and dancing. I was like, what? I was like, why couldn't that be me? Why couldn't I be given that talent?
Right.
I just want. Man, I can't do no flips.
You do flip though.
Not like
It's crazy.
that.
It's crazy how much effort and time that they put into like their craft. Like Chris Brown, Beyonce. You compare them to like the new artists. Like no knock on Summer. I love Summer Walker, but Chris
And
Brown.
She ain't no Beyonce.
I
She's
love
not.
her.
And that's
She
why.
ain't trying to be Beyonce.
Yeah,
though.
that's true though.
Listen to me.
And-
Defensive girl. Cause
so-
she alright.
She's
Chris
all
Brown
right.
was on stage sick as a dog.
Yeah.
Didn't cancel the show. He had tea on. Like
He
they're
canceled
so dedicated.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did cancel Cincinnati. And I'm glad he didn't cancel my show. He
and
canceled mine. I was like,
you know, so much of that comes with, you know, obviously everybody's going to have their own perspective. Like some people don't want it to, not necessarily consume them, but they don't want it to be their life. But that's at the same vein why they'll never be to that same type of pinnacle of greatness that Chris Brown, Beyonce, and these other folks are at. You know, it's about give and take, but at the same time, people don't understand that they want that same type of success, but they're not willing to make those same type of sacrifices.
I don't want to step out of my
exactly. Like if you want that success, you got to make those same types of sacrifices.
It feels good coming out the comfort zone, y'all.
Yeah.
It feels so good, and when you finally do it, it's like nice little stress. Like I finally did it.
How you gonna try to be as good as them, but you're not willing to work as hard? You think you're more talented?
Real talk.
You know, and that goes for everything that we do. Like, yo, like there are great people at everything that we do, and if you're not working as hard as they are, then you saying that you just better than they are. You got more talent. You don't need to put in all the hard work that they do because you got it, right? Don't make no sense.
Beats talent.
When talent don't work hard, boy. Yep.
It's a blessing to have both.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm working on that talent part.
Willing to do both.
Yeah.
I'm working on
willing
the
to do both because
just like she said earlier, everything that you want is on the other side of fear. So like I like with the Summer Walker issues, I'm not gonna hold anything against her because I got a lot of love for Summer and she's extremely talented. But like in order to get to that part, like that peak, like Rod said, she has to be able to like, all right, I gotta step over.
You gotta say,
and be uncomfortable. You have to be uncomfortable. If you want to sing in front of thousands, like that video of DMX singing in front of that whole country or whatever that was.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Like if you want to do that,
you gotta be able to step out.
Be able to like, all right, I'm a bad motherfucker. I'm gonna do this.
You had to speak last week.
And I was just thinking about that. Yes, I was super nervous, like just sitting on the panel waiting for my turn to speak. But you know, I did it, and now I'm fucking ready to. The next engagement.
Yeah, exactly. For real.
And it only gets better. That's the thing.
Like, we all got like, and it's crazy because I compete with and against a bunch of people who do have disabilities. Like I know some dope people. Lex Gillette is completely blind and jumps almost 23 feet in the long jump.
It's crazy.
Yo, these people have true disabilities that they're overcoming, and you telling me because you're uncomfortable you can't do a meet and greet.
Right.
Okay, that's cool. But don't expect the same type of success that people who get out of their comfort zone are willing to accomplish. And I know people aren't going to like, oh, well, you know, that's a you know, a mental disability. No, people are getting over true physical disabilities every day, accomplishing stuff that doctors told them that they would not be able to do. I know people whose doctors told them they would never be able to walk, and now they're running. Yeah. And you telling me somebody diagnosed you, or you were self-diagnosed with social anxiety? Now you gonna let that define you? Come on, man, get over that. I don't got time for weakness, yo.
Define me.
Yo, and you know what else make me mad? Lizzo putting her bare ass on a seat in a basketball game.
And people try to make it seem
like me so mad.
People try to make it seem about like her being fat.
Trying to compare it to Rihanna.
I don't
Question: if y'all came in here and my ass cheeks was showing,
I'd be like,
bro,
what are you doing?
Like, what are you doing?
Go ahead, show wife what's going on with your man.
And I'm in shape like a mug. I'm in shape. It ain't got. Hey, it don't got nothing to do with her doing being big. It got something to do. Would you put your bare ass on an airplane? How many of y'all will go take a flight and put your bare ass on an airplane seat?
Absolutely not.
Do you hear me?
How dirty them seats are.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, not even. I still wouldn't do it, but no.
Yo, all she had on was a tall tee.
Bro,
and the thing about it was like
they had to cut that tee out.
She did that. That was not.
That shirt was not made like that.
Buy it like that. She did not buy that shirt.
Well, it's a big hands.
She had her stylist fold that shit. Yeah.
I like
that tall tee.
I will say this though. Her marketing team is really smart. Now that was stupid, but people are talking. People are always talking. And she was just so Houston Rockets hit her up and they were like, "You can come to our arena." I think that's so stupid.
They were like, "You can come." They didn't mention that part.
But they basically saying you can come as you are.
You can come dance at our games. And then the Timberwolves quoted and they were like, "Well, she's a fan of us because she says she likes Karl Anthony Towns." But I think that's just
so what they all want her there naked.
I'm just
it's just a matter of me. Like, and then she had a picture of her. She had the video of her butt on the counter
at McDonald's or some shit.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Now, Javen, if you went to McDonald's,
31 years old.
Javen, let's go to McDonald's. Hey, imagine and people making it seem like, oh, because she's big, y'all got a problem with it. No, if we all went to McDonald's right now and Javen was like, hey, watch this, and put his ass on the counter, what y'all gonna say? Like, dog, I'm gonna grab you up. Like, dog, we gotta get out of here because what are you doing? Exactly. Like, that's
bad for business.
You shouldn't do it.
I'm really upset that they're like kind of rewarding her for that.
Yeah.
Like, she's getting like a lot of. And then this week,
she acting like Monique. She bothering me.
Come on, me.
Yeah.
The actress. Mom.
Yeah. When she wanted to boycott Netflix, she was like,
she's trying to sue him and everything.
Lizzo was like, people haven't seen a body like mine do things that I'm doing, and it makes them uncomfortable. No, you know what?
I see it.
Anybody show up with a tall tee with the butt cut out, I'm uncomfortable. I seen when I was in Vegas, I seen a chick who was she had on a whole fishnet dress with a thong on. I was like, I'm thinking, why are you wearing that? You look silly.
Like, what do you want?
Yeah. She wasn't big.
Lizzo just
she wants some attention.
Yeah.
Period.
And that's another thing. People were like, well, if Rihanna did it, I was like, if Rihanna did it, like she wouldn't do it because
she would just look better in it.
She doesn't need that, and she doesn't need that attention.
Right.
So she wouldn't do anything like that.
Well, no, okay. I feel like Rihanna would do something like that.
She's never.
But people not going. I'm saying I can see her doing it, but people are still gonna say she looks stupid.
It's like, what are you doing?
But some people are gonna be like, but she look good, looking stupid. You know what I mean? Like it looks stupid just regardless. And I don't think Rihanna wants her bare butt on an NBA seat.
Yeah,
I think anybody that wants to. But I bet she don't use the thing when she go in the public bathroom. She just sit on bare toilet seats. She sit on bare toilet seats. That's nasty.
You trolling.
I'm being serious.
She's raw butting them seats.
Yeah.
She's raw butting
them seats.
Raw butting them seats.
Exactly.
That's gross.
That's disgusting.
That is disgusting.
She disgusts me.
She ain't disinfect or nothing.
Right.
I didn't see no Lysol wipes out there.
She was just named Time Person of the
Even
year.
when you go to the
after
gym,
that, right?
no,
what was it before?
It was after.
After that.
Even when you go to the gym, you expected to wipe your stuff down.
Yeah.
Did she wipe down the seat when she left, or she just leave it?
I know she didn't.
See, that's nasty, man. It's just ethically, it's nasty.
I'm just like, yo.
Like if you came, if anybody came in my house and wanted to sit there bare ass on my seat, you gotta go. Only I do that when I get out the shower. Like, come on now, get out of my house. If I had Lizzo on the show and she showed up with no butt on her pants, she gotta go.
Y'all, my abs hurt. I can't.
This dude.
I can't.
You getting in the workout?
Because Ryan is
he's being dead serious. He's so upset right now. Like, what are you doing though?
Because it don't make sense.
Like I really don't. I was really upset earlier this week. I was like, why are you doing that?
To cry.
Why are you?
Look at his face.
No, he's really hot.
Yeah.
He was waiting.
Because and then you got people, and even more so than her, I don't like the people that defended her. Because if she came over anybody's house with no ass on the pants, you gonna let her come over?
You gonna let her
but
sit
you
in
gonna,
that seat?
You gonna let her sit on
my couch?
Yeah.
People are like, it's not about being family friendly. You didn't have to look at it. Like, what do you mean? They put her on the jumbotron first off.
Now,
so I had to look at it.
She should have got kicked out.
She could have got kicked out. If we went in there,
if
we would have got kicked out.
A normal person came in there like
walk
that.
out with my cheeks all out.
I bet I would have got kicked out.
And
twerking on.
I didn't even know the whole story at first about Lizzo. I didn't know until I seen it, and I was like, oh, damn. She shouldn't have
did the most, Joe.
Yeah.
Like it?
Yeah.
Love you, do what you do.
Everybody was there, families, kids.
Bro, she was wild out, so she was having a ball.
I want to know what was her intention behind that.
To bother
attention.
Her intention was attention.
Attention.
Yep.
Not intention, but attention.
She did it intentionally.
Yeah.
Intentionally.
For some attention.
We gotta start using that. She intentionally did that.
Yeah. No, but real though, she did. Like that was just unnecessary. And that's so it was.
Gotta do better, y'all. Don't be Lizzo.
Come on, Lizzo.
If I was there would have been a gift for me.
I got love for Lizzo.
If I was there would have been a gift for me. One of these, like.
True hurts. She didn't play her own song.
How do y'all feel before we wrap up? How do y'all feel about since we are on Lizzo? So a few weeks ago,
let it out.
Let it out. So a few weeks ago, Lizzo and Ari Lennox were up against each other for a Soul Train award, and
I didn't either.
Lizzo won over her.
Word.
What? I think Shea Butter Baby. So Lizzo won. So it's okay. first question: is Lizzo a soul artist?
I went to
What
Lizzo
does
concert.
What does Lizzo do? No, not. I know she sings.
Yeah.
What is her genre?
I went to the concert when she came to Louisville.
My mom did too.
Me and my friend, and it was a lot of white people there to support her. But Ari Lennox opened up for her, and I didn't know that. After Ari got off stage, we left. I love Ari Lennox. She's a soul artist. So I don't really know Lizzo music. I mean, I think she's a beautiful person. I think
she said she's a rapper, but I don't really.
Oh, is she a rapper?
I wouldn't even put her in that category.
I've listened to like 2 or 3 songs.
I've heard True
But I don't remember.
That is a pop song.
Yeah,
what song?
True
Is that the
Why Men Great?
Yeah, gotta be great. Yeah.
Oh,
and
that's her.
Does she call that rapping on that track?
She went on a rant and she was like, I'm the first female rap artist to get
But she sings on the rest of her songs, don't she?
That's what I'm saying. So like, Ari Lennox was so upset, and we talked about
I'm
this.
upset now.
Was she so upset?
I didn't even know.
What was the category?
I don't know, but she was upset. She said she felt snubbed because Shea Butter Baby was
amazing
soul song.
Absolutely.
In her album that she dropped, what was it called?
Shea
Butter Baby.
Oh yeah, Shea Butter Baby. That
Fire.
was a true soul.
I'm
thinking about it.
Yeah.
And she was so upset. And we talked about this a few weeks ago before, but we didn't get to upload it because our phones are stupid. But she went on a rant. She was like, I just feel snubbed. I feel hurt. I feel attacked. And people were just saying like, we should be like, I don't know, not progressive isn't the word, but we should be focusing on like the Grammys. And this and that.
Why are you worried about this award rather than a bigger award?
Yeah.
And my take from that was, how are you going to tell Ari how to feel about a situation you've never been in? And I was talking to Rod, and I was like, the disconnect.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I was like, she has a right to feel however she wants. She put in time. She put in effort into that album. And she obviously put in a lot of effort into that album because we all heard it. I felt it. It's amazing. I just bought a new.
Hey, I'm queuing that tomorrow.
Yeah,
but people who don't like have not been in that life, they tell you how you should feel and how you should, what you should value.
Exactly.
It's like, no, I value this because this is what I was working for. Yeah. If I do get nominated for a Grammy, cool. If I do get nominated for that, cool. But that's not what I want.
Exactly. And I told Rod a story. It was my junior year. I don't know if I was the number 1 seed or not, but I wanted to win ACC. And I got 3rd, and I tied for 3rd. Well, first, second, 3rd. We all jumped the same height. And I got off that podium, and I bawled my eyes out because that's not what I wanted. And my friend walked up to me, and he was like, "Yo, like, what's the problem? You got 3rd place." And I was like, "Yo, like, we've been grinding since August. Like, practice started in August. I'm so hurt right now because I wanted to win.
Yeah.
And to do all this work and to build up and build up and build up just for letdown, just for disappointment, it's a terrible feeling. So like, and the disconnect, what I was saying earlier, the disconnect is people don't have like real true passions. Like everybody here is truly passionate about something, so you can feel like why she feels that way. But people don't have like real,
they don't have passion. They have jobs.
You haven't. I'm okay with working 9 to 5. I don't feel like we as a people should be working 9 to 5. Doing what we want. But the disconnect is like people are okay with that. So I'm gonna say like you shouldn't feel that way because I don't feel that way. Well, that doesn't matter because you're not passionate about anything. Stay over there.
All you do is show up to work at 8:55 to be on time by 9, and you clock out at 5.
And you're okay with that. Like, and that's okay. That you're okay with that.
That's cool, but
I feel depressed thinking about it.
I feel depressed thinking about it. Like I don't.
This is not
there are 2 types of people, probably 3, but there are the people who are making their dreams a reality. Yeah. And then there are people who work to make other people's dreams a reality.
Thinkers and doers.
Because the only difference between the two, not the only difference, but one main difference between the two is somebody was like, you know what, I'd rather just go out on a limb, take a chance, and do it myself. Yeah. And others were like, well, what if I fail? I think I'm better off just working for that person because they seem to got it together, and
I posted a video. I post like videos every once in a while. I posted a video. I said I took a step back from track, but then I took a step back from unsigned, and I said I got back into it because I don't want to watch somebody. You good?
Don't die.
And I was like, you know what? I have to get back into this because obviously it's bigger than me, and all at the same time, I don't want to sit back and watch somebody do what I was supposed to do because I was scared to do what I wanted to do.
I have a question for you. Why did you take a step back from track?
Life happened. Life, basically just life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
did you want to take that step back, or did just something happen? It's like, okay, this is what I gotta do.
Basically, I wasn't making any money from track. Like we said earlier, like it's like we start out with something.
Yeah.
We're not making money, but all at the same time, I'm a man and I have to have bills to pay. And I at the time I didn't live with my mom. I'm actually about to move back with my mom so I can save and do what I want to do. Cause I feel like with black people, we really want to get out. But my mom was like, you have to stay. Well, not you don't have to do anything now because you're a grown man. But if you want to be who you want to be, and you want to save, and you want to get out of here, because I want you out of here, like out of the city, not out of my house, but out of the city. You have to take a look in the mirror, obviously, and you have to take a step, be real with yourself, take a step back, and be like, okay, like, yes, I can live paycheck to paycheck and live, like, say I have a house. Yeah. But I could also make my dreams a reality at her house.
Yeah. I would
not have to worry about groceries.
If I was living back home, I mean, if I wasn't married, we was living back home. I mean, even as married, we'd probably still be living with my mom because her house is big enough, at least. But we'd be saving some money up and really put something together because boy, it don't make no sense to spend money when you don't need to. And that's why I'm about to buy a house next year. A little fourplex or something like that, so that I got the opportunity to rent some of them out and everything like that. Because boy, I tell you what, I'm not trying to just be paying rent. It's weak.
It is.
It's weak, yo.
Have their rent pay your rent.
Exactly. I mean,
well, your mortgage.
Yeah, and then you get, because I look at it right now, like I pay $1,000 a month here. I was looking at some fourplexes, like they were like, I think $250,000, but the mortgage on it would have been $1,000 a month. Yeah. I'm paying rent $1,000 a month, but I'd be able to rent out. I'd be able to rent out 3 of them.
Yeah.
And then I still wouldn't be paying rent here. I'm just making money.
Yeah. Exactly.
For doing the same thing I'm doing now, just living somewhere. Come on now.
That's my thing, and I feel like
everybody needs a place to live.
Me and Rob were talking about that a few weeks ago, like the way like black people don't really know about like financial.
We went taught
financial literacy.
Yeah. So
my
like,
parents didn't teach me.
Yeah, because like they don't know it. So
exactly.
If you don't know it.
Well, and at that, exactly. A lot of times they don't know it. Like my mom had me when she was 15 years old. She didn't know about no finances like that when she was 15 years old. So and we both all learning at the same time. You know what I mean? But and that's when we talk about this brand, like I think the best thing that you did for Unsigned was take that break because now I'm part of it, and it's already bigger than we've already got so much more reach than we would have had. You continued to go not wanting to do it.
And I was talking to myself in the car, and I was saying, what was I saying? I can't do everything alone.
Absolutely.
And it's okay to ask for help. A lot of times, I'm not going to say just black people, but a lot of times black people are like, I gotta get it off I gotta get off the muscle. I gotta do this. I gotta do that on my own. Nobody's ever come up. You look at LeBron. You look at everybody. He has a whole team of people. Yeah. You look at everybody successful. Nobody's ever come. If somebody's come up by themselves, point them to me so I can learn from them. Yeah. Even though I really don't want to learn from them because
if they say it, they probably lying. They come up by themselves.
if you have help, I have plenty of help.
Yeah.
And I've always been stubborn. I've always been spur of the moment. Like I'm gonna get it on my own.
I'm the same
like when I mounted that TV by myself.
Yeah.
Well, I got this big old TV upstairs.
Yeah, the TV upstairs.
Big old TV upstairs, and instead of waiting and saying, "Hey, maybe I could get somewhere in here to help me mount it," I mounted it myself. No, it started falling off the wall.
Yeah.
It started falling off the wall.
Why would you try to do it by yourself though?
Because I wanted to hurry up and put it up. I didn't want to wait for the next day. I didn't want to wait for the next day. So I had to wait for Javen to come by the next day. And I'm like, dang, he said he was going to be here at 3. It's 3:30. The TV getting looser. I was scared to go to the bathroom. I didn't want it to fall on his face. I'm over here watching TV like this, like I ain't trying to move too far away. Have it fall. Because I didn't, not that I didn't want to ask for help. I was too in too much of a rush to get help from anybody.
You gotta be patient.
Yeah, man, almost lost out.
And you knew you should have put it up.
Hey, no lie, I'm over here. I called Best Buy. I was like, so that protection plan. Right. I was like, so what if you like mount a TV and it fall off? They was like, we don't cover that. I was like, all right. So
then what do you cover?
Yeah, right, exactly. They said we don't cover any abuse. I was like,
abuse?
Abuse? They were like, yes, that's physical abuse. I was like, all right, man.
Okay. This is an electronic.
Exactly.
I really believe like it's all about taking a step back and like Shannon said, being real with yourself.
Man,
like all right, I don't have it all together.
And it's
okay to not be all together.
You're not supposed to have it all together, and that's one thing we have to also know.
We have to understand it.
Understand it's okay. That path, whatever you're putting out there, those thoughts, what you speak, it's all gonna manifest. Just do right and just follow your path.
Take time.
Take the
time.
Yeah,
that's why I'm like, I'm not rushing to do nothing. Yeah. Like and I think social media also has a big pressure. Yes,
sped up like.
Yeah, I felt pressure with that too because, people were asking who is Coded Melanin or who is this girl like, or people want
now I have to get something out there.
Exactly, and and I wasn't expecting that. That wasn't really my intentions when I started thrifting, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting a little buzz. What's going on? People like. Who you know?
Yeah, because when I seen you, I was like, oh shit, she fly.
I know, it's like, and I've never really thought of myself as that. I just was doing it because I enjoy doing it.
You love it.
Yeah, I love it. So when people's like, bro, you fly as fuck, and I'm just like, oh, okay. And then the next person. So that, I was like, okay, I gotta start really getting into this shit.
Yeah.
But then I was like, am I doing it for me or am I now doing it for them? Like, who am I doing this for? And exactly. And I was like, I got to do this shit for me if I'm gonna do it or anything.
Yeah.
Intention. So I'm coming back though. Don't worry.
Yes. Me three.
That's what it's all about.
You guys have anything else though?
I do want to ask y'all what y'all listening to right now because it's music. I'm a music person. What y'all listening to? Because people have been dropping some stuff, and I've been tuning in. You put me on tour. You put me on tour.
Chicks Take 5.
Yeah, I put her on Chicks Take 5.
Why did I not know about?
She didn't know about none of the 5 Chicks Take 5.
We at work. I'm like,
I was playing that to tape.
Jake,
you know. Tori's actually going through some stuff with this.
I seen that on Twitter.
I think what happened was like he didn't realize like
how much I was gonna cost.
That sampling. He said he used like 90, 100, or not 92, 100, not 90, 100.
Yeah,
92, 100 samples or whatever like that, and then he cleared like all of them. So that check came back and it was like little. So
wow,
he's in a beef with Interscope.
But I mean, like he had all the artists.
But he could have just
had it a mixtape. He could have just made it
like he
normally. Yeah, he could have just made it as a mixtape.
That's why I was like,
yeah,
unsigned.
Yep.
Yes, I would love to stay unsigned.
Yeah.
Just have
Yeah,
to
that's why I
can,
love. Hey, Chance the Rapper, yo.
Yes.
I was
inspiration.
I posted on Facebook. I forgot that it was even a thing. But in 2013, me and my homeboy went to a Chance the Rapper concert in Boise, Idaho. There was like 100 people there. Yeah. It cost $15 to get in.
Look
like exactly, and he was getting people like trying to pay him, and he was like, no, let me, because at the end of the day, like when I look at becoming a business owner and everything, the more employees I have, the more people I have to pay, the more I have to charge so that I can get the amount that I want. Right. Whereas when you doing it all solo, you can charge as little or as much as you want, and it's all profit. You know, and that's one of those things about being signed to a label or whatever the case is. Like, yeah, you get some additional help, but I mean, if you really feel like you don't need it, then don't get pressured into doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's why a lot of people are starting to preach partnerships. You look at like
partnerships.
You look at like LeVar Ball. Now that
didn't work out well,
but his scheme and like his plan, like to build, like, I want to be, this is my brand, and this is Nike. If y'all want to work with me, we're a partnership. So I'm still making what I'm making. Y'all are making what y'all are making. You aren't taking it from me. You aren't taking from me. Because I feel like we as people deserve, if we're working as hard as we're working, we deserve everything that's
absolutely
coming to us.
And nobody controlling that.
Right.
What you say, Shan?
You so sassy, Shan.
She is. I love it.
A little bit.
I was to your question though, I listened to Roddy Ricch. I wasn't a really big Roddy Ricch fan.
He's dope.
But
I've been listening. I think you told me about him too. You be putting me on.
Backseat, like the song with Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah.
That's been on repeat all
now
day.
I gotta listen to him.
I'm like, yo, his song is hard.
Roddy
Ricch. RICCH. It's different, but he's different. I was talking to a friend earlier, and I was like, he's talented. He's got a gift. Like, I feel like I was talking to a rapper in Louisville, and he sent me one of his songs. A few people send me their songs every once in a while. He sent me this song, and he was like, how do you feel about that? And I was like, yo, you talented, but like, I need to be able to feel you when you rap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like with Roddy, like, I feel like I was in the
trenches.
That's
what I was about to say. If I'm hearing your music and if I don't do this,
like beat,
right?
Yeah, feel.
Yeah. I feel like when Dream Chasers, people still play Dream Chasers. Dreams and Nightmares.
Hey, it's the same
every single time.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not finished.
I'm not. Yeah.
That energy.
Like, when I was telling him, like, the only thing that's missing, because you got talent, I was like, you just need a little bit of charisma, and I need to be able to feel you.
It's like believe yourself.
I need to be able to feel like you want to. I don't want to feel like you are doing this because you are doing this. I want to feel like you're doing this because you want to do it.
Yeah.
Like, this is what you want to do forever. Like,
And I feel. Oh, sorry.
No, I was talking to one of my friends again, and I was telling him, I was like, it was me, Tay, and Michi. He was like, I was like, Tay, Michi want to sing. He was like, But I was like, no. I want to be a motivational speaker. Like, I will tell people, I want to motivate people.
Yeah.
If you want to sing, you need to own that. Like, nigga, I want to sing. I want to sing. Do you want to hear me sing real quick? Like, if I ask you, do you want to sing?
You should be singing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, so much of I forgot what I was gonna say.
He was ready too.
He was ready.
I was ready to cut you off.
I like putting people on the spot like that. You say you a singer, let me hear you sing.
Let me hear you sing.
Well,
Let that voice out.
So much of it comes down to like when you do speak, like you gotta, like when I speak of things as if I'm experiencing it in that moment. When I tell a story, I'm trying to connect to people in a way that, like, when I talk about my childhood, I put myself in that moment and I give it from that lens. And you know, when Meek was saying, hold up, wait a minute, y'all thought I was he was in that moment of like, no, y'all really thought I was finished.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You felt it. The energy.
Exactly. Energy it makes a whole difference. So like,
you can feel what that person's feeling like, bro.
I know he had goosebumps when he said it because I get them every time I hear it.
Every time.
You know what I mean?
Every time.
And that stuff is real. You can feel
so
it.
A lot of his songs.
What?
Were y'all familiar with Lil Snoop?
Yeah.
Like,
Did you hear that? Did you hear that song?
You remember the freestyle that he did to
Youngin, been about the money.
No, not that one. The
Lil Snoop, Lil nigga Snoop.
No, not that one. But when Snoop was with the I Got 5 on the beat, when he was just rapping for like 10 minutes.
Had a whole bunch of different topics.
Yeah.
Yeah, the video.
Yeah, when he was in the studio. Yeah.
You feel everything he was rapping.
Rest in peace to Lil
Snoop.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Lil Snoop.
Yeah.
Y'all got anything else though? What have you been listening to?
I be listening to the same little shit. I got a little playlist. I love my bed.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
My little ratchet music. It is hard. What else? New music. What have I listened to?
It's hard to add new music to my.
It is. I listen.
What albums do y'all listen to all the way through? Huh?
Like Faithfully.
Faithfully, yeah.
Shoot, Shea Butter Baby.
Ari Lennox, Summer Walker. I low key been on Fab the Summertime Shootout 3.
Summertime Shootout 3.
God.
Yeah.
From start to finish.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
That's
a good.
Yeah.
Come on. It's really good. He put a lot of effort in that. I mean, all of it.
It's like effortless.
It is.
Yeah,
but from start to finish, and I mean, I listen to rap, but I have to really fuck with it to listen to it.
Depends on the time of day.
Exactly. But this summer, especially the journey I'm on now, it's just so motivating and inspiring. It's like, all right.
Have y'all listened to The Game?
I haven't listened to it yet.
Somebody said something about The Game.
The Game is fire.
Yeah, he is. He is.
And people hate how corny he is. I don't really care how corny he is. As long as if you
like on social media.
Because his last album was, what was it? Ali Bouma? I mean, not, was it?
I forget, but it was fire too.
Yeah, because I know he had Ali Bouma. No,
that's me.
No, it was, I forgot what it was, but I remember that came out when I was in college, and that thing went crazy. But I bet that is. I just gotta actually tune into it.
He did a song with Nipsey, "Welcome Home."
On that album.
Yeah, and it was so. Rest in peace, Nipsey. Like,
yeah.
And you listen to some of Nipsey's songs. I feel like me and my friends always talk about this, but it just seems like he knew, like, I'm on my way out of here.
Yeah.
And that breaks my heart.
It does.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that, I think that. I remember when I first started listening to Nipsey, it was it was the Crenshaw album, and I listened to that thing all the way through.
Yeah.
All the way
that
through.
was nice too. My friend put me on that.
And like to this day, like the albums that I'll listen to all the way through is Crenshaw by Nipsey, Ty Dolla $ign. Which one is it? Free TC. That Free TC Deluxe album. I listen to Ty Dolla $ign like crazy, and then YG's My Crazy Life is a dope story. That's just a.
Forest Hill Drive.
Forest Hill Drive.
I bought that.
You did?
I thought that was that's how good it was. I was ready. I feel like a lot of rest in peace to a lot of not athletes, but rappers that are falling into like drugs and stuff.
Dog, you know what? And like, oh boy, Juice WRLD. Yo, honestly, like it's sad to see folks go like that, but I think that folks who are on drugs like that are losers. Yeah. Like you know what I mean? Like people do it not because they have an addiction, but they thought it was cool, and it turned into something like in something like I so often people are given a pass and like there is a time to mourn, but at the end of the day, like when are we actually when we're gonna be real? Like yo, like you like. Yeah, Future, you just rapping about codeine, dog. Like you're being a loser. Like you really come on,
affecting so many people.
Yeah,
so
exactly. But and you turning other people into fake losers. Like it's not cool. It's not funny. It's like and there's so many people who are like, oh, it's not gonna happen to me, or oh, it is what it is. Like dog, that's weak and that's fake. Like I just don't got no time or energy to be around that.
Yeah. And I actually had a problem with. So I got my a tooth pulled, and then I got all 4 of my wisdoms out. Dang. And then I got another tooth pulled.
I hate the dentist.
So I had, like my All-American season, I was
You gonna die?
Yeah,
just tell us bye.
I thought you did choke.
Hey, just tell us bye.
Bye.
Just tell everybody bye.
I know.
I'm almost
almost
Tell us bye, Lisa. We give you your flowers now. I'm giving you a flower now.
But they gave me Percocets and they gave me Hydros, and nobody knows about this, but I have a friend that knows about it. But I was addicted to pills for the duration of my All-American season, and I would cover it up as like, all right, I jumped high tonight, so I'm gonna take 2 tonight, and I'm gonna chill. So I'll never forget, but at nationals I jumped like 7.5 or something like that, and I couldn't wait to get home. Not wait to get home, but couldn't wait to get to the hotel because I was just gonna take my 2 perks and I was just gonna go to sleep.
Yeah.
And I started to think about that, and my friend was talking about like how like it's crazy, like that could have been you.
Yeah.
And I think back about it like that really could have been me.
Well, I look at the difference between. There's a difference between like truly being addicted to something and glamorizing it to the point.
Doing it because
it's part of your image.
Yeah.
Like that's like I said, like
I think that's stupid. Like
because my dad's an alcoholic. Like you know what I mean? Like people really do have problems now. Like folks who are out there, like I said, doing it because they think it's cool.
Yeah, no.
That's lame.
Yeah, that's
lame as hell.
Real people like
like you was really
going through it, and I was like, yo, I feel like I ran out. So I wasn't the type of person that would go look for it. And my friends, thank God for them, because they would never they wouldn't sell. I got plenty of people that sell drugs. I can get just about anything, but we know they were like, we know where you could go. We know this, we know that. And outdoor season was really long because I had no nothing. I was just out there training. And I eventually got hurt, but they wouldn't. I'm really thankful for my friends and the people that were around me, because they would not sell me anything. They wouldn't give me anything. They'd be like, no, we know what you can be. We know what you're capable of, so we're not going to give you that. And I eventually overcame it, and I haven't picked up anything since.
I'm proud of you.
Yes, I'm proud of you.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, there's real people that deal with that. So like Rod said, I feel like it's really stupid when you glamorize.
And that makes it a problem for people who really do have a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, because then I feel like, you know, when we do have these folks glamorizing it, and then here you are really with a problem.
Yeah.
Who can you go and talk to when they think like, it ain't no big deal, dog?
Because
they talk about it.
Successful
cool.
rappers. There's a video on Twitter that just popped up, and the dude said these withdrawals is crazy, and he posted a video of him sweating. He had withdrawals from Percocets, and like this shit's real. Like people are really hurting from that.
Man.
That's deep.
So I really think a lot of people should. Well, not a lot of people, but a lot of rappers should tone down. Like, and you can tell, like you can see it with like Lil Baby. I feel like he's. You can see it. I feel like he's addicted to him, because you look at it, unless he's just really ugly. Unless he's just really ugly, and his eyes is going everywhere. But like I feel like.
Let's talk about Chris Brown real quick. Okay, I feel like Chris Brown, he's been on drugs for years. Like you can see like the difference in his face. Like now his face be like kind of stuck near. You can see his bone structure a little bit better.
Maybe it's the centripetal force from all the flips.
Nope.
Oh, so he been flipping too much.
Nope.
Do a flip. Watch, you gonna feel that happen. You gonna feel that happen.
That's sad.
That would be
about that though. Like a lot of them.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm not gonna say that nobody like I hold myself to a certain standard, just like, you know, us here, just like we do, understanding that we influence people. I realize that not everybody holds themselves to that standard, so I'm not going to tell them you should do this, you should do that. But I will tell you you're a loser. I will tell you you're a damn loser.
I think
and you can get mad if you want to, but you're a loser, dog.
What you're doing, is it positive or is it negative?
Exactly.
If it's a negative.
Some people think it's positive, and that's a problem.
I think that's a good topic for a later episode.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like a lot of people deal with it.
Yeah.
I deal with
so much, and thank you for revealing that. I mean, shit.
When I was here, let me not. Nothing.
Y'all want to come back on?
Absolutely.
I mean,
this is is great. And this got me out of my comfort zone, so thank y'all.
Yeah, it's good.
I already told you, I'm like, I've never spoke on. I don't even speak on social media, but I want to start.
Yeah.
So I have a lot to say. Well, thank you. I'm a goddamn dad over there. What the fuck is going on? Shit. Shit. Survive.
But if we don't have anything else, I just want to say thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
We will
Thanks
definitely
for
have you
having
guys
us.
back. And to all the fans, to all the subscribers, I think it's like 19
of them.
You won't have us back this season or next season?
No, this season.
Oh, we coming back because I got some shit to really say.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I want to talk.
And I'm going to give y'all some
I'm
model
excited.
tips next time.
Yeah.
I'm ready. But like I always say, it can definitely be big, but it starts with you guys. So thank you for all the support, and thank you for everything that you've done. We're forever grateful, and that's all I gotta say. So.
This is Unsigned. We out of here.
Peace. Hey.
Cause I had to get a bag. They already know me, I don't even need a mask. Feeling like I'm Jimmy cause a nigga bout to blast. Yeah, we taking off, finna leave it served. I'ma put in work until you see me in a hearse. Shit been getting better, I already seen the worst. Voila, all I need, I told that bitch to show her worth. Baby, show your worth.